Okay, so in this video we're going to show you how you can create a tension setting twin ring and add the letters, the fonts D and E to the ring. So if we start Fluid Designer, so we need to go to Rings folder first of all, and we're going to select this object, the twin ring object, and we're just going to drag and drop this onto the workspace. Now if you've seen the previous video, you'll see that when we add a 5mm gem here, we need to open up this gap. But yeah, first thing is I'm going to actually add the gem. So just go up until you get to the groups folder, and we're going to use a gem, and we're going to stick to a round gem, and as usual it's the object, so it's a round object. We're going to append it from the library, and we're just going to scale that to 0.5, so S on the keyboard to scale. To set that as 0.5 size, so if we look in the properties panel here, we've got 5mm by 5mm as a size. Now this ring is a bit too long at the moment, so we need to delete the two ends of it. Now remember, there's two rings here, so we need to use circle select to select the end point there, and X to delete. And we can go along to the other end, circle select, escape key, and then X to delete the end. Now, oops, I need to do circle select to make sure I get the end there, and if I just go to the other end, circle select to make sure I get both of them, and then escape to cancel. So I've got both of them selected there. Now with the millimeter grid, what I'm going to do is to move them upwards, and I'm just going to scroll the center mouse button to open up the proportional editing, and so I just move them up 2mm. We did this in the previous video, so that more or less lines them up there, but I want to straighten them up as well. I need to do one at a time here, so I'm going to do the right hand side first. So circle select, press escape key to come out of that, E to extrude. Now I know that that's going to be too much. You can see it's going into the ring far too far there, so I need to come back. I think I need to come back to about 16.1 mil. Yeah, that will do at the moment. Yeah, so I need to repeat that on the other side. So circle select the end point there, escape to come out of circle mode, and then E to extrude. And again, that's going to be too far, so I need to move it to the right, and I think 28.1. We'll just have a look. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so yeah, so that will do at the moment. I mean, I could be a bit more careful. Actually the right hand side looks as though it's a little bit too far still, so whoa, made a mess of that somewhere. Where did I do there? Yeah, so no, that's a bit too far, so let's take it down to 28. That's going strange for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. 28.1. Yeah, okay. I'm going to actually type it as 28.05mm. That will give me a kind of common overlap of the gem on both sides there. Yeah, that's okay. Now what I'm going to do now is if I just click on Group Library there, and just go to Harrington Fonts Patterns, I'm now going to add a letter D and an E, and I'm going to place the D here and the E here. Okay, so if we just view it from the top view, so I need to go to File and Append, and up through the menu system until I get to the Groups folder, and I'm looking for Harrington Fonts, and I'm going to use Harrington Font D first of all, and it's the object. So it's Harrington Font D object, which I append from the library. And that's much too big, so I'm going to press S on the keyboard to scale it, and I'm going to type 0.5 and then enter. Now remember, with any curve, which is what this letter is, we've got to apply that. So Control A and apply the scale. Now I need to reposition it, so I just move it up to there, and I want to rotate it, I think, about the y-axis. Yeah, so I'm going to do it 90 degrees, and then I'm just going to move it out to the right, move it down, and this time I want to rotate it about the z-axis, and I think if I put it at 40 and just move it down to there, I don't want that interfering with the gem, so I need to come back out to the right and down to there. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as that. I mean, I could play around and whatever, but that's okay for the moment, I think. So I need to do something that's similar on the other side. Okay, so we're going to put letter E on the other side, and remember, don't drag and drop it, always go to File and Append. So go up through the menu system to Harrington Fonts again, and we want letter E this time, so it's Object Harrington Font E. Highlight it, S on the keyboard to scale, and then I'm going to type 0.5 to get half scale, but I must do Control A and apply that scale. So I need to move it up to there somewhere, and I want to rotate it. Now I want to rotate it minus 90 this time, so it's minus 90 degrees in the Y, and it was 40 degrees, I think, this one in the Z, so I think probably we need minus 40 this time. So just to make sure that the angles are the same as the other side, and then I need to position it so that it's at the same height as the other one. So that's there. There's the center. Oh, that's further down actually, this one than this one. So let me just move it down one and out. That's a little bit low, that, so I think I'll just move that back up. And let me see if I can just move this one up as well, one. No, I can't, because it's overlapping there. So I'm going to take it back to where it was there. So let's just have a look around and let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, so I've got my letter D there. And I've got my letter E. I mean, it's because they're different sizes as to the position, so I could play around and use half values here. So if I want, if I move this up half a millimeter, whoops, if I move this up half a millimeter, I need to go to 6.5 millimeters there, and then the X one, so instead of 7, instead of 6, I want 6.5 millimeters. Okay, so that's just positioning it by typing in the values here rather than switching the snap off. Okay, so I think I'm yeah, no, I think I might move that across there, centering it a little bit better. I think it's okay on the other side. Okay, now you can play around if we go into view and back view. Yeah, actually we probably do need to switch the snap off here just to line this up with both of them so that they are similar. So yeah, there's a similar gap at the top there and there. Am I happy with the height of that? Well, I could move this there and adjust this one. I don't want to interfere with the gem, so I do need to be a little bit careful. Okay, so the length of this object is more than the E, which is why I'm seeing the ring on that side. Yeah, so I mean you could play around and fine-tune that, but essentially that should be okay now. Now I'm not. I don't want to print the gem itself, so I can delete that. and before we export this, that's on the inside of the ring there. I'm not happy with that, so I'm just going to take that back out. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so once you're happy with the position, what you do need to do is you need to change these to meshes. So the E to a mesh, change the D to a mesh, and then apply the modifiers and convert the twin rings to a mesh. And then if you highlight letter D and letter E, tools, object tools, and join those two together, and then with the two characters Harrington fonts, if we hold down the shift key and highlight the ring and join those two letters, the D and the E, to the ring, and if we just view it from the top now, and let's just make sure the whole object moves, that's okay. Now I'm going to assume that we're going to use a grinder afterwards to put the slots into the faces there where the gem is going to fit. So there's my finished personalized ring now. So it's a twin ring with the tension setting, and I've added in the letters D, E, assuming that that is your first and last name, or you know, it could be the husband's and wife's first names. So rather than save this, remember we don't save in Fluid Designer, we always go to File and Export. So I'm going to export that to the desktop as an OBJ file. So it's a twin ring with letters, with font D and E. Or it's Harrington font really, I suppose, so I could call it Harrington font. Harrington font D and E. So we export that to the desktop. Now remember, you do need to go to Netfabb Basic and run this file through Netfabb Basic before you send it to the printer. But essentially that is the file that would be 3D printed. Now in this exercise we've added in the letters D and E to the ring, but there's nothing to stop you from adding in other patterns that exist in Fluid Designer instead of the letters D and E, and we'll probably do that in the next video. Okay, so that's your twin tension ring with letters D and E. And that's it for this video. Thank you.